Hi everyone, it's Christian, I hope you're well. This will be quite a quick tutorial, but I just wanted to show you something that I'm doing on the iPad using Live Control 2. Live Control 2 is an app that lives within Lima, so let me just open up Lima. And the minute that I open it up, as long as it's connected over Wi-Fi, it starts duplicating exactly what's on my Ableton screen on my iPad. So whatever's in this orange box here on my computer screen is what I'm seeing here on the iPad. And as you can see, if I scroll around, I'm doing this by touching the iPad, the orange box moves on the computer screen and scroll back again. Likewise, if I open up any of these subgroups on the iPad, you can see both of them stay in sync. And let's open up the guitars by clicking it with the cursor on the MacBook and open that up as well. So where this is really nice is I've used a couple of different iPad devices before to control Ableton, but I've had to create a template or customize a template or get it working just as I want to do. But this is really nice because the way that this works is I can open this up and I can see all of my Ableton session. I don't have to create any template, it just works as soon as it's connected. I can get to any of the faders, so let's say I want to change the volume of the piano. I can just press this button down here and now I'm controlling the piano fader. Likewise, I've got access to the panning, the muting, the soloing. I can bring up the master fader by pressing strip down here and play with the master volume. And of course, I can even press strip and get to all the strips or effects. So I can get to all my faders really quickly, which is brilliant if I want to take Ableton, play Ableton and walk out into the main room and listen to the front of house speakers and set some levels. I can do that. But I can also trigger now either off of stage or from the iPad if I was at the keys position, or also from my foot controller. So that gives me some flexibility as well. Triggering is as simple as hitting any of these side scenes and it will just launch that scene. So let's just touch Alive in C.
Alive in C.
Intro 2, 3, 4.
And you can see how quick that was. Now if I press transport, I can bring up the transport controls and press stop, and the minute I press stop, it works. Now this is working over Wi-Fi at my house at the moment off a router that's being used by several other different people at the moment, but it just gives you an idea how quick this is. You could cable the two to have an even more secure connection if you wanted to. The app does a lot more. We've got a modulate tab, we've got a play tab, and we've got a sequencer tab. I'm only ever really using the launch. I can scroll down through my set. You can see that as I'm tapping down, that's also going to scroll down within Ableton as well. The other thing that's really nice is I've got this little button. There we go, there's a little bit of lag just on my Wi-Fi with the scrolling, so sorry about that. There's also a button down here called preset. Now when I hit this, I've got 16 presets, and they can be stored. So if I was to press store on 1, I've now just stored Alive against button 1. So at any point in my song, any point in my set, regardless of where I'm looking at, I can bring up preset, hit 1, and I've just triggered off.
Intro 2, 3, 4.
There we go. And I just trigger off Alive. So that's a really nice way of maybe banking a bunch of songs that I can get to with just 2 taps of the iPad. My iPad's always at my music stand. Sorry, my iPad's always on my mic stand. So even if my foot controller is mapped to a certain section of songs, but I want to go and do something completely different, I can do that. And there's also been some times where we wanted to trigger something side of stage before we then go on, maybe an intro video that's running to a clip or a track or something like that. Obviously I can launch ambient pads and fade them in and do all kinds of things. So I just wanted to show this to you. I thought it might be interesting for some of you. I think it could be particularly good for keys players who want to be able to trigger off the scene. Maybe you're using chain selector to select your keyboard sound and you still want to be able to get to all of your faders as well. So I thought I'd share it. It's Live Control 2. The template both for Ableton and for the iPad is free. You do have to run it within the Lima app, which you do have to pay for. But I thought I would throw this little video online for some of you to have a look at. Hope it's been helpful. Take care. God bless.